at E3. I'm Krista.
And I'm Kit.
And we do a Nintendo show weekly on the YouTube channel called Nintendo Minute. And we're really excited to be here live today to talk about E3.
And just an important disclaimer, Nintendo Minute is never a minute, otherwise we'd be just about done by now. So.
I know, right?
Just thought we should say.
Yes, just right at the front, let's just get it out of the way. But we've been at E3 all day today, and a lot's happened.
I feel like I should ask you the official question of E3, which is, how's your show going? Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
So what's been going on?
I think a little bit of Zelda, perhaps, might be going on.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Yeah, just a smidge.
So let's talk about Zelda, The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild.
Yes.
So we just saw a ton of gameplay from Treehouse Live today, which has been really amazing to see the game and see our Treehouse friends play through lots of sections of the game. So what are you thinking? What do you think of it?
Well, why don't we talk about the name of the game? Why don't we start there? I think,
Yeah.
a lot of people are wondering, what's the subtitle going to be? Will there be a subtitle? So Breath of the Wild, what does that mean? Let's break that down.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the game name is such a great description of the game itself. This big open air world that you're in, and how the world is really alive around you. Just it's perfectly fit with the subtitle of the game.
I like how they're calling it Breath of the Wild, which implies that this world is untamed and there's an element of danger, and that Link is really out there just trying to survive and get by.
Yeah. And the really cool thing about the world is that, because it's untamed and it's wild, there's things that can help you, things that can hurt you. Link is really kind of using all of the elements of this natural world to his advantage, and then of course trying to survive the different things that could possibly hurt it as well.
What do you think the Breath of the Wild smells like? That's a question I've asked myself.
In our booth they have some good nature smells.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
I'm going to say that the Breath of the Wild is the opposite of that. Something funky, a little funky.
I don't agree at all.
We disagree.
I think it smells like pine trees.
Guess what?
And
Won't
nature.
be the last time today.
Yeah.
Moving on. So something else that was introduced earlier on Treehouse Live is this concept of open air adventure.
Yes.
And, we don't need to make this the art history minute, but really interesting sort of the origins of that and how that's rooted in some very classic art styles.
Yeah, and I've been practicing my French to pronounce these correctly.
Please say it.
There is gouache.
Gouache?
Gouache.
Yes, very
Can
good.
you pronounce it? I really can't, so I'm sure if anybody's a French speaker,
You got this from here.
They'll correct me immediately. And then I can't even do the second one.
Please do.
I can't. You do it.
En plein air?
That's very good.
I don't speak French, so guess what?
Good.
That's terrible.
So what those phrases mean is that, it's this idea of painting something in nature in that moment, or capturing the moment. So those elements are really reflected in the art style of the game, which is really, really interesting.
And something I like about that is it implies that, just a largeness of the world and sort of feeling in a big space. And I think that's reflected when you play the game. You can really see, it seems like no matter where you're standing, you're seeing very far into the distance, and you're just getting a sense of, wow, that's a long way if I wanted to get over there.
Yes.
And, I'm a big fan of vistas myself.
You are.
Some people may
Love
know
those
this.
vistas.
I might be an expert on vistas, perhaps.
Or
I'm
not.
going to say right now that this game might be the new Vista King on the block.
That's right.
A+ vistas.
Literally everywhere you go, you can climb up to high places and you can vista away.
That's right.
Anytime. So, all right. So now that we've kind of talked a little bit generally about the game, you had a great sort of section that you wanted to go into.
Thank you.
Which is called what?
Yes. Goosebump moments, or perhaps chicken flesh moments, depending on
like
your
really
location, your dialect, whatever you have.
The description
I don't care for that term
chicken
myself,
flesh.
but I just thought I had to put it out there.
Yucky.
I think after we sort of talked after our first experiences with the game, it's like, wow, there's some times we got some goosebumps going here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Emotional moments. So let's take a look at. I'm going to go first.
Please
take
do.
a look at
yes,
my
we got a
first
couple we want to share.
Goosebump moment, which is Link waking up. He is coming out of the Shrine of Resurrection, and he's seeing, sort of going into this new world for the very first time. And
this is very early in the game.
Right.
One of the first things you do.
Right. Exactly. And I love this part of the game in particular because you're in a very dark place. You're in this very dark shrine. You're kind of in this very mysterious place. There's not really an explanation of why you're there. And then, you see this light. You hear a mysterious voice.
Our light.
And Link had been asleep. You learned that Link had been asleep for 100 years. So
Yeah.
this was kind of a great metaphorical moment, I'd say, of coming out of the darkness of the sleep and coming back into the light of
Right.
the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And then so Link, of course, goes towards the light, and then the world just sort of opens up in front of you, and it's amazing.
I see this player's chosen to go with the fully clothed Link.
Not your choice.
You've seen all sorts of varieties of that on the stream today.
I know you favor pants but no shirt, or is it shirt and no
You gotta
pants?
mix it up a little bit. Yeah, keep people guessing.
Well, you're ruining the moment.
Speaking of
first
vistas,
all.
look at that.
Look at this. This moment is so spectacular with the music, and then you see the name of the game finally, of course.
And something that I'm wondering about is, so Link's been asleep for 100 years. What is going through his mind as he sees this right now? Obviously, the world's probably changed in
Yes.
100 years, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So that's something that
Probably a little
I'm
confused,
asking
like what's
myself,
happening?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What happened
exactly.
here?
So you're next.
Yes.
What is your first goosebump moment?
Well, mine really had to do with just my experience in the environment. There are a lot of cues that they've built in, both visual and audio, that really make it feel like the natural world, like you're just going out for a walk in nature. So that goes, the way that the grass sways and blows different directions with the wind. I really love how the shadows of the clouds can be seen. You see sort of wisps of fog off in the distance, and that changes all the time. You've got dynamic weather.
I love the dynamic weather
And then
so much.
I need to give a shout out to the sound design team for this game, because it's just layer upon layer upon layer of sound.
And it's really a different approach to the sound too. It's not like this orchestral score that you're kind of driven towards the whole time. It's a sound that's really mixed in with the sounds of nature
Right,
itself.
it's very ambient. Another great thing you can do in the environment is climb.
Yeah.
And that's really exciting because you can basically climb anywhere. You just jump and you pop right on.
Yeah, he's like
You
sticky.
start climbing up, and a lot of times the climbing can become a puzzle in itself as well, because you might say like, well, I don't have enough stamina to get all the way up this sheer cliff, but maybe there's sort of an outcropping where I can take a
have to, like-
breather and then continue on. So I really like that part a lot.
Take in the environment first before you make a move, because
Yeah.
you don't want to get into a situation where you climb halfway up
And
and then
I
you're...
think we have a clip of the climbing we can show here that sort of illustrates how this works.
Yeah, it's really amazing. That it makes the world so open. It's both vast and also vertical as well.
Link must have some good grip strength going. He's been doing some of those exercises,
Yeah, totally. Maybe we don't have the clip.
Maybe we don't have the clip.
Well,
Yeah.
look it up. He
I
climbs.
mean, the last time
It's
we were
great.
on the stream, it ended up with me holding an amiibo and staring into the camera for about
There's
15
there's
Mississippi.
nothing to
So
hold
I'm
today.
well prepared for this today.
You can maybe climb over
Yeah.
this wall or something. I don't know. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll continue on here.
Yes.
You also have
I have
the next
another.
one.
I have
What's
another.
your other goosebump moment?
Had to do with how the battles in this game play out.
Yes.
You can really approach battles in a huge number of ways. A lot of times the game's like, well, I'm just going to walk up and whack these people with the sword a couple times. Here we have a clip right now. But you can get really creative. So
Look at
here you
that.
see Link pushing a boulder down. One of the first times I was playing it, I sort of asked myself, well, I have this axe and I can chop down these trees. What would happen if I chopped down a tree near these enemies?
Right.
And I wasn't able to take out the enemies. I had some sort of Villager and Smash Brothers aspirations. Didn't quite happen. But it did kind of get in their way, and they were really like thrown off, and then I just jumped in and finished them off. And that was like sort of the aha moment of, oh, there are a lot of things that I can do.
Yeah, I think it's the question of like, can this happen,
Yeah.
or am I able to do this?
And most of the time
Most
it
of
can.
the time you can,
Yeah.
and you can experiment, and
Right.
it's really cool. And not only that, you have a really kind of a large variety of weapon
Yes.
choices that you can like pick up as you defeat enemies.
And those all play really differently.
Right.
I think early on we saw people with that woodcutter's axe being a very slow
Slow
but
weapon,
powerful weapon.
yeah.
We saw him sort of jabbing away
And the
with
weapons
spear.
break, too,
Right.
so you have
oh,
to be
this is such a
careful.
great moment.
Oh yeah,
Let's
I
just
love
watch this.
This person
The
has like the
majesty.
best
Yeah.
aim ever. Look at this. And of course, explosions, obviously.
Yeah, who's playing this? They're really good.
Yeah,
It wasn't me.
Somebody on our team.
It wasn't me.
Treehouse, obviously. All right,
back
so
to you, though.
Back to me.
Yes, I
My
think you have another.
favorite thing ever
Ever? Whoa.
is
A lot of evers.
the Wolf Link amiibo. You know how I have a special place in my heart for Wolf
You
Link?
have a number of dogs.
I have a
Let's
number of
just
dogs.
set the stage here. Right.
I think they are Wolf Link inside. But the Wolf Link amiibo came out, of course, with Twilight Princess,
Yeah.
and having that sort of function in Breath of the Wild is amazing.
And,
So cool.
and as we're seeing here, how you build up that amiibo in Twilight Princess HD carries over. I might need to borrow your save data. You're a little bit further in that than I am.
I don't know.
Well, I
Be
got,
nicer.
some time to work
maybe.
on it. So yeah.
And maybe you can borrow it. So it's super easy. After you build up your save data, you can tap in the Wolf Link amiibo into The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and then look who shows up.
It's really cool how you get a partner
Yes.
this way. You know, Link is at times alone in this big world.
Yeah,
you know,
it
this
can be
is
a
sort
little
of
lonely.
kind of a little bit of a safety blanket for him.
It's like a
He
companion.
knows somebody's got his back.
Yeah. And you made the good point, interesting point, that it's kind of two Links.
It's Link
Wolf
plus
Link
Wolf
and
Link, who is still Link.
Right. So wait, what
I don't
now?
know. How does that work? I don't know. I'm not going to
But
think too much
doesn't
about
matter
that.
because Wolf Link
No.
is awesome.
Right.
So Wolf Link can help you hunt. He can sniff out when you've hunted something. He can also help you defeat enemies,
Right.
and he's pretty good partner.
And I like how you can only bring him in once a day. I think that adds sort of an
Yeah.
element of strategy of if I'm going to do a really long play session, maybe I'm going to wait until I really need him
Wolf Link.
to do that.
I need
Yeah.
Wolf Link all day, every day. But that's just me. All right.
Yes.
So much for Zelda.
But before we saw Breath of the Wild, we saw Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon.
Yes.
Right.
So
That's some
we
new
should
stuff
definitely
there,
talk about
yes.
that a little bit. I know we've had lots of arguments, or I guess heated discussions on like which version you're
Yes,
playing and
which starter you're
starter
gonna go
you're
with.
choosing. There's been constant discourse, I would say.
Let's roll the video we have for that, and I think we can sort of talk over that,
Yeah.
hit some of the high points
That'd
of
be
that. But I mean, well, let's just get this out of the way. What starter are you leaning towards? Obviously, we have not seen the advanced evolutions of
yes.
these, but what
Take a
are you going to
guess.
go with? I don't know.
Really? This is a test of your friendship.
Papaya.
No. You don't know me at
Really?
all. You don't know me at all. I knew
Oh,
it.
come on.
Yeah, whatever. Litten is my choice.
Why is that?
I really like fire starters.
Okay.
You know, I had a fire starter for like the last couple of Pokemon games, and Litten is, I think he's going to be good. It's going to be a good choice for me. I love the design of it as well. I don't know. I just am very drawn towards it.
Well, what do you think of my choice?
Owlet?
Yes.
See?
I need a Pokemon that can turn its head all the way around.
Oh my goodness. That's the criteria?
I like that, and I like how they talked about that earlier today.
That's
They're
true.
like,
they had some
we
good.
wanted to
There
give
is
these
gameplay
a
footage
lot of
or a trailer that shows that.
Yes,
Yeah.
let's run that trailer because it really shows it. And they talked about how they want to give these starters a lot of personality through
Yeah.
their animations. They did a great job with that. Yeah.
The other thing that's really cool when we were watching the gameplay today is how they really gave you more of a connection as the trainer
Yes.
to your Pokemon,
Right.
The Pokemon that you're using, and you have like sort of this
here we go.
dynamic camera where you're standing behind your Pokemon, and it really gives you more of a connection to that.
And you can actually see your trainer in the battles, which I really like a lot.
That's what I mean.
And
It's
you
so
get
cool.
that sense of scale of, well, how big is this Pokemon versus this other one? Now you
Yeah.
can like really tell.
Look at Lit.
Yeah.
Look at that
I'm,
face.
I'm looking.
Are you looking
and
at
I'm
the
feeling
face?
pretty good about my choice.
Oh, there. See the.
I love it. Grass and flying.
That's true. That's good. The dual.
That's really good.
And the fire. You know,
There's
again,
no flying there.
I really like the fire starters though as a choice for me.
Oh. I will say, when your Pokemon and my Pokemon match up, you will have the advantage.
That's
Fine.
true. That's
So,
true.
yeah.
That's true. Very true. So I guess this also brings us to a second decision that we struggled over. I remember some arguments over this as well. But which version are you going to pick?
I spent many sleepless nights debating this.
Yeah.
But you go first.
Pokemon Moon.
Yes, I had a feeling you were leaning that way. I interviewed your family, your closest friends, and I'm going the other way. I'm going with Pokemon Sun because we need that contrast. We need to share these experiences.
Yes, exactly. So that actually worked out because we could have battled it out for the same version, but
No. You're also seeing here the Alola region,
Yeah.
which I like quite a bit. I'm always down for some island adventures, but I think this is a really different type of setting than you typically see in Pokemon games. That's really exciting.
Yeah, really cool. So excited. So November 18th, get ready.
And then we also saw the new multiplayer mode, Battle Royale.
Yes, that one is very interesting. It's like a 4-player free-for-all.
Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting take on multiplayer.
Right. So I feel like that mode lends itself well to some mind games.
Oh, goodness,
I mean,
yeah.
it's just a free-for-all, so who am I going to attack? You.
You can also gang up on one
Let
person.
that. What?
Like, make friends with the 3 other
Sure.
people.
Yeah, alliances.
Alliances.
And then turn on them.
Like,
I think that'll be up your
Pre-make
wheelhouse.
your alliances,
Right.
beforehand.
And then break them.
And then break them.
Right.
Of course.
That's how you do it.
This is how you play the game of life.
I'm a very loyal person, so I
You're
wouldn't
not,
do that.
actually. Yeah, I think we're showing a little bit of Battle Royale
Wow.
now, which is kind of
Yeah,
interesting.
look at that.
It's very like kind of a stadium feel
I love
to
how
it.
they
There's, like-
come out of these
Yeah, there's, like-
entryways that look like
but
different
there's
Pokemon.
like a huge crowd like cheering you on as you do this, like very dramatic.
It's like somebody running through a banner or something. Let's do this. There's the winner right there. Yeah.
Wow.
Say no more. Look at that.
Maybe not.
Yeah. Also, a lot of great customization options on the trainers as well. We saw
Yeah,
a lot of
all the
that
different
here.
clothing options. Yeah, it's very cool. I think, usually in Pokemon games, there's always sort of a new twist to the way that multiplayer is approached, and this is a very interesting way to look at it for Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon.
And the way that it works is the match ends when the first trainer is essentially wiped out.
Right.
So that's interesting. That may go against your first instinct. It ends maybe sooner than you think.
That's what I'm saying. You have
Right.
to make the most of your time because you don't know who's gonna.
And you need to
lose.
strategically swoop in and get the last hit.
That's right.
Yes.
Or put everybody to sleep, which is why
We don't need to talk
I know
about
that you're
Yeah.
sensitive to this topic.
I'm not good, okay?
No,
That's the thing.
you really are
No,
not.
it's not.
All right.
Anyhow.
Okay,
What
so
else?
let's move on.
What else?
We actually did something really fun Monday,
Yes.
which seems like
yesterday.
okay, it
Right.
totally is
Today's
yesterday,
Tuesday.
but it feels like
We've
a month-
lost all track of time.
I don't know what time it is. Whatever. So Monday we were on the YouTube Live at E3 show.
Well, not us.
Not
but,
us,
Yeah,
but
not exactly us.
Nintendo.
I'm taking things very literally today.
You
yeah.
clearly are. But we had a really fun Nintendo segment on our indie games.
Yes.
On the YouTube Live at E3 show, which was really fun.
Yeah.
And we had 4 games that we were featuring there. Jolton Valhalla Edition, Rumbo Pocket, which is the 3DS version of Rumbo, which
Yeah.
is a game that you and I both really, really liked.
Yes, we did.
Axiom Verge and Severed.
Yeah.
So here's a little bit of Jolton
Right.
Valhalla Edition. I love the art style for this game. It's really awesome.
This is sort of based on some Norse mythology.
Yeah, it could
which
be
is
like your
obviously-
heritage.
My
But do you
heritage
know about
is represented on this screen.
Yes, please give us a history
I'm not
lesson.
an expert, unfortunately,
No, you-
but so I'll stop there. But this has a mode that is exclusive to the Wii U edition, so that's very cool.
Yeah.
Runbow Pocket you touched upon. They announced a new character, which is Shantae,
Yeah.
of course, from the very long-running series from WayForward.
Yes.
That's really cool. That game has all sorts
So
of guest
many
characters.
guest characters, which is what makes it so unique and so fun.
Right. There's Shovel Knight and all sorts of other
Yeah.
characters. It's a really great multiplayer game. It's cool to see how they've adapted this
Yeah.
for 3DS.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That should be really fun.
We played this with the developers not so long ago, and we did not win.
No,
No.
we definitely did not win. I definitely was
We may have come in last place.
not very good at this, but
and
it's
by we, I mean myself.
oh,
Yeah.
you yourself and you.
Yes, exactly.
And then Axiom Verge
yes.
is a game that is
Right.
really cool. It's kind of like a Metroid-inspired game.
I like that the name of the developer for this is Tom Happ Games because it was made by one guy named Tom Happ.
Yeah, like he worked
Literally.
on this game for like
Yeah.
6 years
Right.
in his house.
That's amazing.
And this game looks awesome. Like kudos, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, what you hear frequently about this game is like, hey, if you like Metroid, you're going to love this.
Right.
So yes, I have been showing some restraint. I've not played this game yet, and when this comes out on Wii U, I'll be able to.
Yeah, I think they said summer, so you don't have to wait much longer for
Yeah,
that one.
yeah.
And then lastly, we showed a really cool trailer for a game called Severed.
Yes.
And it sounds kind of scary.
Does?
The art style, well, I mean, it's like chopping things.
So there's a lot of touch screen. At Drinkbox Studios, they did Guacamelee,
Yes.
so they have a really good pedigree. But yeah, you're using the touch screen to sort of slice things, navigate the environment.
Right. Also a game with a
pretty cool,
really
actually.
interesting sort of bright art style. And then some really
Yeah.
cool gamepad integration that's been added here. It's really fun.
I don't know why, but to me, the art style of that game looks kind of similar to Runbow. It looks like things are kind of cut out of paper and
Yeah,
sort of
like
stacked
stacked,
upon
layered.
one
Yeah,
another. Yeah.
totally. So yeah, so we had a lot of fun
Yeah.
on that segment on Monday, and yeah, check out. We have trailers on
Yeah,
all of these.
trailers
Full
up on,
trailers are on our YouTube
yeah.
channel, so go ahead and check that out. And then, last but not least,
One last thing.
before we move on to something a little bit different,
Yes.
we have a special message from someone you might know.
A special someone.
His name is
Yes.
Mr. Aonuma.
Mr. Aonuma,
Hope you
yes.
know him. He's been on. He was here. He was here many segments ago. But
And, we asked him and said, we're going to be on this stream. Is there
Yes.
anything special you would like to share with the viewers? So he said,
Yeah.
yes, I would. And
he drew and wrote a
drew
lovely
this.
note for us.
We do not speak Japanese, but we've been told.
Well, you can read the English word,
well, I can
which
read-
says
I can
open
read
air.
half of it, yes.
Can you read that?
I can,
What?
Yes.
And then the Japanese, we've been told, says, we hope you enjoyed the event, the open air adventure.
Right. And I like his Triforce.
Yes.
That's good.
The Triforce, it's like shiny, and then of course he signed it as well.
Right.
I'm keeping this forever, by
Yes.
the way.
So we're
Like-
going to try and get a special message from somebody else tomorrow.
Yes.
Let's hope it works
Wait and
out.
see, wait and
Yes,
see.
We want that.
All right, so that is sort of a
look back.
look back at
Yes.
the day, a very exciting and really fun day. We hope you guys had fun watching all the Treehouse Live segments. We're actually going to be talking to someone else
Another
really
special someone.
Yeah,
Yes.
one of our
His
dear
name is
friends.
Gerard.
Gerard,
Otherwise known as the Completionist.
the completionist.
He's a man with a large beard.
He's a man with a large beard and a penchant for
Oh.
completing games, which I'm going to be super interested to see how he's going to try to
Oh, this
complete
is-
The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. He might, I don't know, Gerard. You might need some,
This may not work well for
long days.
So we're actually not going to do this here. We're going to go
No.
into the booth
We're
and
gonna
we're
take a
going to
walk.
meet up with him. We're going to
Yeah.
go for a little walk. So we're
Yes.
going to go away for a minute and then we'll be back with
Yes.
him. Yes. So stick around and we'll be back with Gerard. All right. Well, we promised a man with a large beard, and we
is.
deliver. Yes.
Here he is.
It's a little bit on the cleaner side
Yeah,
today.
you're looking
Yeah.
sharp.
You're
yeah.
looking sharp. Did,
Yeah,
did you
thank
get
you.
ready
got
for
the
us?
E3 haircut.
I tried to, yeah.
Oh, I appreciate it. That's
I usually
nice.
put gel in my hair, but because I was running here, it kind of just sweats away. So I just got the beard going.
Awesome. Well, this is Gerard, the completionist, if you don't know already, and we are so happy to have you here with us to talk about The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm excited to be here. And
Yeah.
I'm so glad this is the year for Zelda.
I know.
It's always so fun to
We
see
all are.
Link back.
Yeah.
We got this great view of our booth out here.
This
which
is
crazy thing, trees,
incredible.
I know.
smells, and
Sounds
food.
and
Yeah.
wind and all the things.
Now, you guys at home can't really hear or see that well, but this thing changes
Yeah.
from night
Day to
to
night,
day,
right.
back and forth the
There's
whole
thunder
time.
and lightning and all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Something that's amazing about this booth is there are actually secrets in it. So depending on where you stand, like you can activate that food pot and the food just kind of bubbles up and down.
I accidentally did that.
Did it scare
I
you?
scared.
Did it
There
frighten
was,
you?
there was a little
myself.
young girl who was at the booth, and I scared her. I felt really
Oh.
bad
Oh, you
because
should
I
feel
got
bad.
terrified myself, and I walked towards
And
it
you're
and
the one
started
that
coming
walked towards
alive.
it. Yeah, totally. Well, so we're in this awesome booth. You had a chance to play the game today.
Yes, I did. I got to play both the 15-minute demo and the 25-minute demo.
Nice,
It
nice.
was
So
a
you
big-
got some good hands-on time, yeah?
Yeah, there was the explorative demo, and then there was the
More
the
like
story.
More story based.
Yeah, kind of
Yeah.
what we saw in the beginning of the treehouse earlier this morning.
Right.
So we want to talk to you about the more sort of open air demo. So what did you think? Just first impressions.
Oh my gosh. Oh man, it's definitely a lot bigger than I thought it would be. Zelda has kind of been known, especially in the 3D era of games, to be a lot more confined to the maps, zones and that kind of things. This kind of has that whole thing of if you can see it, you can touch it, and so you're running around and you're climbing trees and collecting things from said trees, and trying to hurt enemies below by jumping off and attacking them, or maybe you want to cut down the tree. I mean, it's really Link can kind of transform his property, the land around him, and it's really, really well done so far.
Yeah. And can you believe that the demo that you played today is only a small portion of the
It's
game?
like 2%.
Less.
Less.
I think.
Less than 2%.
Less.
2%. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're trying to kill me, man. I can't complete every game out there.
That's what I
Completionist.
said.
How does this impact your life?
Right. I was very curious to hear about this from you.
The beard will get bigger and bigger and bigger. And eventually, I'm going to be the old man that we see. In that's just going to be me. I'm just going to be walking around, just
Oh
like
my
this the whole
gosh.
time.
That actually
out
works
to
for you.
here.
I
It's a
hadn't
good
considered
look.
this.
Yeah.
I like this.
Frighteningly accurate. So, good beard game confirmed.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah, Mr. Arnuma was talking, when we were talking with him about, he said after Skyward Sword, he did hear from fans that wanted more of that connectedness of the world. So it seems like that has really come through in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
And, this game is all about sort of breaking the conventions of the Zelda series, going in new directions. For me personally, I think there's maybe 3 or 4 times where that's happened throughout the series. I think Zelda 2 was one time, but maybe you couldn't call it breaking conventions because the conventions hadn't been set yet since it's just the second game.
Sure.
I think Ocarina of Time, obviously, going from a 2D to a 3D game, that was
Yep.
a big change.
I think Wind Waker kind of was
Wind
too.
Yeah,
Waker,
Wind Waker,
that's the last
definitely.
one.
So
Right.
much water everywhere.
And maybe that is one of the very close comparison points to this game because
Yeah.
like that
Where
it was
again,
just like,
the
well,
environment you are using
I'm looking out on the open sea, and this is my world, so I'm going to do this. So to me, I felt a lot of similarities to that, and that's my favorite Zelda game.
Yeah, I was gonna say even just looking at the logo of The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, it looks decaying. It looks like it's been left alone,
aged.
and it's been aged, and even the Master Sword itself is rusted and
It's wrecked.
and it's got it's wrecked. It's got
Say
chips
that about the
missing in
Master
it.
Sword?
It's
Yeah.
interesting. It's new.
Did
And
you get trolled by that sword on the island in that
Yeah,
sort
in
of
the lake.
pool of water? And you think, oh, that's a Master Sword.
That's
I'm
it.
getting this Master
Isn't
Sword
it?
right
Isn't
now.
it a special
And then
place? It kind of is
Plus,
like,
it's like, this is just some junk.
it's like rusty sword. It literally is called
Right,
rusty
yeah.
sword. You're
Right.
like, oh.
Especially with. Did you guys get a chance to play with the Magnesis?
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
How powerful did you feel like flinging around those?
I was like a kid in a playpen. I was like, ooh, blocks, and just started making ladders and platforms. And I was
Yeah.
amazed at how well it all just kind of flows.
Right.
Yeah, that's
It-
another thing. Like with a game that is so open and has so much freedom, it's really great how the puzzle elements you're kind of using the world around you to solve those as well. Like you were saying, should I cut down this tree? Like, should I, climb this tree? There's so many different ways to go about solving something, which is really interesting.
Yeah, I think one of the more unique functions I walked away kind of falling in love with was using the Wolf Link amiibo
Yeah.
from Twilight Princess. It suddenly you have a companion. It's kind of weird because the companion is Wolf Link.
Is also Link.
It's also
Yeah,
Link.
so it's
We were
like
just
Link,
talking about
Link
that. I know.
plus
Yeah.
like Wolf
Wolf
Link
Link.
in the same screen, walking around. But he does some work. He does not
Yeah.
mess around. Enemies like that. Wolf Link protects Link
Yeah.
like his best friend. It's
Yeah.
crazy, and it's just I don't know. There's just you have this open sense of anything goes, and I had that kind of revelation when I took us the sledge axe and started cutting down trees. I think once I started to realize I could do that, I was like, the world is my oyster, and I
Yeah.
think that's something that I kept kind of falling back to when I kept playing the demo.
Did you shield surf? I'm just going right to it.
No, I did not.
Oh,
No,
my
I
goodness.
didn't get a chance
No
to.
shredding?
No,
Oh.
no. I did
That's
do a
something you can try
lot
later.
of free jumping though.
Yeah.
I climbed, what was it, the relic shrines? I was climbing those things.
Oh, yeah.
Like I was a parkour runner just the whole time, climbing up and to the right and regaining my stamina and just kind of seeing how far I can jump.
Yep.
And
Yeah. Did you get yourself in any tight spots where you're like, oh, I'm just going to run out of stamina and take a dive?
oh yeah,
It's
I
scary.
think when I first unlocked the shrine, I was trying to figure out the best way of flying down, and I didn't have the
Like the
little leaf
parachute.
glider
Yep.
parachute,
Yeah.
so I was like, oh, I'll just try jumping down.
Oh.
And I definitely overshot, and I fell all the way down. The last second, I tried doing the trick of pulling out the sword to kind of stop
yeah.
my
Good idea.
momentum.
Yeah.
That didn't work.
Didn't
I still
work.
died.
No.
I
Still died.
definitely got game over right there.
The old man is kind of setting you down a path of, hey, do this thing, now do this other thing, and maybe one more thing before I give you this other
I
cool
know.
thing.
I
Yeah.
need to have it. I'm
Yeah.
going on a quest. Give me the tools.
I will say the conversations with the old man have been really funny.
Yeah.
Because all of them are like, one answer is, this is the absolute true answer that the Legend of Time would say. And the other one is like, no thank you, bye. Like just flat out, complete opposite
It's
monotone.
like, do you know who this voice is? No.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Like, those are pretty much my two options for any social interaction.
Yeah.
Bye is always an option.
Bye.
Go away.
Say nothing and say bye.
Say nothing and leave.
All right, so I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Yeah.
What is your favorite thing? I know it's hard to choose.
Out of this, so
Yes.
out of what I've played
Yes.
so far,
Yes.
I think it's just the fact that if I can see it, I can touch it. If I can touch it, I can climb it. I think those two elements of, that's a huge cliff over there. I'm gonna run up to it. I can't climb it. Link can now jumps on it, and now I can kind of climb, and I get to see how far I get before I run out of stamina, or even if I like eat something to maintain the stamina.
yeah.
I was really surprised the first time I played of just like, you can literally climb almost anything.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
it's not just a small number of things in the world.
Yeah, it was very
Stick to
interesting.
it.
Yeah.
And you talked about a little bit. We haven't even touched on like the eating and the gathering and the
Oh my
crafting and all that
gosh.
stuff. I mean,
There's so
that
many-
is just so much to
Well,
do.
well, why don't we play this game? We have
wanna
we
play?
have it here.
We could
Yeah,
I
let's
think
do
we
it.
should.
All right.
Sure.
Let's
We'll
grab
walk
this
over
here.
here really quick.
All right.
Who would like to do the honors?
You should
Can
play.
I?
You-
Can
I
yeah,
think you should.
You should play.
All right. I don't know if I should have.
We'll
the
help
right
you
side.
out here.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
So we do have our Wolf Link amiibo here.
I know.
We do. I might be tempted to use it just because
You should definitely use it.
I think I'm going to use
Yeah.
it. All right, we're already here. Let me hand this mic off to someone real quick.
Or can we move the camera actually behind you and see this game here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get you situated.
Did
okay.
you have a favorite weapon?
The sledge axe.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the coolest thing
You're
I
going for
found
pure
so
power.
far.
It's slower, but it's like ridiculous.
I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it. It felt powerful. It felt great. I love how everything has question marks on it as if I've never seen it before, like an arrow.
Arrow? Bow?
What
What is this? An arrow? All right, let's try and get this wolf, the amiibo in here. All right. There we go. And I think it should be okay now.
There we go.
There.
I like how he comes in like Twilight Princess
Yeah,
style,
exactly
right?
like the game, yeah.
He's got the Midnight Twilight Princess stuff going on. I love it.
It's the best. So your Wolf Link has 3 hearts. So when the hearts disappear, he disappears. What I'm saying is be careful with Wolf Link. Be gentle.
I love how I haven't even done anything yet, and already Wolf Link is just like, got your back. He's so fast. He's scoping the area, trying to get everyone out of my way.
Well, it seems kind of true that if you were out with a wolf, the wolf might have a better sense of what to do than you would.
Yeah.
If you just drop both of us in the wilderness, I'll take the wolf.
Yeah, it's a fair point.
Getting distracted, chasing this boar, chasing other stuff.
I think the mini map is the biggest indication as to what there is to do. I mean, they obviously don't have things like the Hylian Shroom on the map, but you can kind of see that we've got a camp up ahead. We're gonna definitely try and cause some havoc right
Let's
now.
have ourselves an encounter here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got Wolfling too, so you're good.
Just gonna kind of shoot you right in the face there. There we go.
Oh.
See, he does not mess around. I love the fact that we can actually just use their weapons against them. Now I can just
Bludgeon.
yeah. I can now go use their own. And see, meanwhile, we have Wolf Link.
This one, speaking of being distracted, Bogoblin's just chasing this boar.
There we go. Let's see if we can.
Oh,
From the back, my goodness.
So now we have the Bokta Shield. We can switch to that. That's the thing too, is that you can switch to anything you collect, which is very cool.
That's the thing. The weapons, they're not permanent. They
they definitely
break. They
Oh.
get damaged. You run out of arrows.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to like pick those things up, manage your resources.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Badly damaged.
yeah. What you could do when things are damaged is throw them, because you get sort of a bonus attack strike when you throw your weapon,
How do I throw it?
and that way you can just be done with it.
How do I throw it so the folks at home can see? Oh, is it? Is it
Yes,
R?
R.
Okay.
Just
I'm not gonna
not
hit
at
him.
Wolf
No,
Link.
definitely
No,
not gonna
no.
hit him. Want to try and get one of these
Boar's
boars just
pretty
kind of
fast.
Well, I broke it.
Maybe work on that arm strength a little bit.
Yeah.
I like how when it breaks, no matter what it is, it's like it looks like
shatters,
shards.
yeah.
Yeah, like shatters.
Yeah, we definitely got to get the chest now that we've cleared the area. Opal, a valuable ore that's often inlaid with intricate spiral pattern, usually traded with rupees, but also used accessories. So it looks like we're going to have a little crafting in terms of equipment as well, on top of weapons and.
You will find these spots, it's sort of like a vein of mineral where you can just hit it and ore will just come out. And I really like the sound effect because you can sort of hear your weapon getting duller as you're hitting it.
Yeah.
This does not sound good for this sword or this axe or whatever I'm using.
So I want to show you guys what I did earlier, and I have to admit, it wasn't very productive, but it was really cool. I definitely didn't do it right.
Are you going to do the Bill Trinan chain reaction of explosions?
Close.
He really likes to explode the meat cooking on a spit for some reason. Not sure what the obsession is, but okay. But that's the thing too with this game. You can kind of do a lot of stuff where you're like, I don't know why I want to do this, but I do and I can.
So one of my favorite things so far that I've discovered is the magnesis. I'm trying to remember how to use it. I think there we go. This is just. I feel very powerful.
Yeah. Oh,
Too powerful. Too powerful. I'm sorry. See, what I was trying to do earlier is I didn't get a chance to do it because I ran out of time. But there's you can see on the mini map there are 2 chests.
oh yes.
That are just sitting in the swamp.
Tantalizing.
Yeah. And so last time, I'm going to try and do it today, I tried to build a ladder or a platform up, like a ramp to get onto it. And I don't know how effective I'm going to be this
Well, let's
time
find
around.
out.
So we're going to drop that right there.
Oh, careful.
Oh boy.
Oh, I think you need more.
Might need one
at
more,
least,
yeah. If
there
only we
go.
hadn't broken that cube over there.
Yeah, if I didn't break that, there is one more cube.
There
so
should
we
be
got,
one more,
We have
yeah.
at least one more try.
You were like a menace with that first cube. I like how Wolflink is just like judging you, like, ugh,
He looks
what
like.
are you doing now?
All right, let's see. There are a couple more. Let's see. All right, I don't want to hurt you, Wolf. I need you to just be careful.
Oh, the tree.
Whew. I'm gonna hit
Oh, boy.
something. It's like backing up a car almost.
Beep, beep, beep.
Oh no, is the rock gone?
Oh.
Oh no, it's gone because I looked away.
into the
Oh.
sludge.
The sludge.
That's the
took
thing, is
it.
that's just not any water. You can't really swim through that water.
Yeah, it's
That's
really
like
murky.
dirty.
and
Well, you know what? I have
gunky
to at
water.
least try for the folks
Oh.
at home. Let's see
Maybe
if I can try and
climb
do this.
off of a high spot. And it goes. Save it.
I can still save it.
Save it.
I got it, you guys. It's fine. I totally
It's a
got
little
it.
dirty.
All right.
Oh,
It's very fragile.
That was great.
it shatters. does its thing and shatters.
So you guys have been asking me what my favorite thing is. What's your guys' favorite thing?
Well, you took mine. Mine is Wolflink for sure.
Wolflink?
I just love Wolflink so much. I mean, how can you go wrong with Wolflink? You can't.
I had myself a little adventure going into the very cold area up the mountain. Did you
Oh,
get up
yeah.
there at all?
Not yet, no.
I mean, that's a very different place than
Mm-hmm.
you are right now. There's not a lot of green. It's all snow, and you
Yeah.
have to wear the right clothes.
Or
you're
eat the
you're gonna
food.
freeze.
Or
Yeah,
eat the
or eat the
food.
spicy food,
Yeah.
or you're gonna freeze. And there's a lot of climbing that comes into play there,
Mm-hmm.
and I did some sick shredding down on the way down with the shield. My shield actually broke.
Like
So that,
shield
that hurts your shield. So
boarding.
maybe don't do that with your best shield.
Yeah, I
Oh.
went down a hill with a shield, and my shield broke, and I fell off a cliff. So that was. kind
This
of
is
a-
really cool.
Oh, the sneaking? Yeah, you can see how much noise you're making.
Wolflink kind of
Wolf-
ruined my cover, but that's okay.
He's got this. He's telling you that he's got this.
Oh, I'm gonna need like a top 10 Wolflink takedowns video when this comes out.
Totally.
Have you guys scaled one of these relics yet?
Yeah.
So pretty.
It's beautiful. And you can get up there and get a really good view of kind of the world all around you and see all the
You can
things
see
in the
there-
distance.
There's another big tower off there.
Yeah. So
There's-
we have another enemy camp over here somewhere.
Oh, yeah, it's in the skull. I
Oh, the
think.
skull. Yeah.
Inside of the skull. Well, I'm sure Wolflink's going to take care of it.
If I were a bokoblin, I would live
Oh, I
inside a
wanna
skull.
throw-
Oh,
I wanna
no.
throw this- I wanna
You need
put it
that.
away, Put it away. Put it away. All right,
There
cool.
we go.
All right, let's change it
it,
up.
it has changed from day to night in the booth.
Yeah.
He played all day.
Let's put it
Oh,
away.
magnesis.
Just going to go ahead
Oh,
and.
doesn't even
get
see
him.
you. Oh,
Oh, come on. No.
Do
no,
it.
you're, there. Oh, whoa.
oh, this other guy.
There we go. There we go. Ooh, that
That,
looks
Wolflink
one's
is-
got more equipment.
Wolflink is just in that.
Oh,
He's,
Wolflink. I got some bad news. Maybe don't look at that. Bye bye, Wolflink.
Oh boy.
But there are explosives.
There are.
The,
But
the
Wolflink-
silver lining.
oh.
Oh.
wasn't
I think
paying
that one
attention to my
had
health. He
way
looks
more
like to
health
be-
than
Gerard.
the other one.
Oh, no.
Well, this may be a good place to stop.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
Got a little ambitious.
Game
Yeah,
over.
got worked
Sorry,
up.
guys.
That's fine.
Well, that's very awesome. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. It was a lot of
Yeah.
fun. I'm so excited. I think everyone at home is really excited. This is definitely the most different Zelda I think we've seen in years, and I think that it's got a lot for new players, but enough to bring everyone, who may have missed out on the more recent ones back home. And I'm very excited to see if this is only 1% of what's in the game. I don't even want to know what the other 99%
I know.
is.
Just get ready. Get that beard
Yeah.
ready.
I'll get there.
Yes.
I'll get there.
Awesome. Well, thank you, and we'll see you soon, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys know me. I'll come whenever you want me to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back
Thank
and
you.
call.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Bye.
Bye.
So, that is the end of our programming for today.
Yes, it
Right.
is. But we'll be back tomorrow.
But there's more tomorrow,
There's
yes.
more tomorrow. Tomorrow's another brand
Yes.
new, beautiful day.
Right,
So-
Treehouse Live starts tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Yes.
They're going to start with Pokemon Go Q&A with a bunch of the developers.
Yeah, so that should be really, really fun.
And we will be back later in the afternoon.
yeah. All right, we'll see you then. Talk to you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.